Has anyone else noticed how America has basically become a giant joke? I mean, never mind the fact that the presidential inauguration is held on Martin Luther King Jr. Day instead of President's Day. And we could just move Martin Luther King Jr. Day to the middle of, oh, I don't know, Black History Month. Because that would be the smart thing. And of course, we can't do that. But then let's look at the political divide here in this country. I find it utterly hilarious how the left is constantly screaming that capitalism is evil, and the right is constantly screaming that socialism is evil. Never mind the fact that some of the wealthiest and most successful countries on the planet, you know, the ones with a strong economy and a high quality of life, like Switzerland, Sweden, Japan, are all socio-capitalist, you know, equal parts socialist and capitalist. Now, I know what I'm saying might be flying over the heads of most Americans who don't even understand how to use Google, but let me try to simplify it for you. You ever played Monopoly? You know how Monopoly ends, don't you? One person controls the entire board and everybody else, including the bank, is broke. That's what free market capitalism creates, is essentially modern feudalism where one person controls everything and everybody else is their indentured servants. Even China's socio-capitalist when you get right down to it. They have a government and a currency. They're not actually communist. And I hate to break it to you, but Elon Musk is winning Monopoly in real life. Then, of course, the left keeps comparing our new president to a certain little man with a funny mustache, whose name I can't mention because they've also become so fragile that words actually cause them physical harm. In fact, I can't even mention the name of the political party that ran Germany from 1932 to 45 because those who do not study history are doomed to repeat it. And I guess the left wants us all to forget about what happened so that it happens again, even while they scream never again. But anyway. And of course, the right keeps defending him by saying, well, he hasn't deleted 6 million people. Like, guys, Hit Boy was in power from 1932 to 1938, 6 years before he even started doing that. Give the guy a couple more years and let's see how this plays out. Of course, anyone with Google could easily look up a certain political theory that starts with an F and ends with ism, and it'll tell you that it's a far-right, ultranationalist, authoritarian form of government. Now, who fits that bill better than the proudly far-right, proudly patriotic individuals who just decided that they love American democracy so much that we need an authoritarian to fix it, because if it ain't broke, fix it until it is, I guess. And then, of course, the guy who is winning Monopoly just happened to do a certain salute at the presidential inauguration. Coincidence? I think not. Oh, and I just love how the party of Christian values decided that a house divided cannot stand was going to be their entire playbook from now on. You know why Republicans are always railing on about voter fraud? Because they love it. They can't win without it. Look at how many of them registered as Democrats to vote against Bernie the last time around. And of course, Republicans love the Electoral College. They'll tell you we need it, that it's in the Constitution. We can't change the Constitution. Except that we do change the Constitution all the time. In fact, they're called amendments. The whole reason you have the right to free speech and the right to bear arms is because of what? Oh, right, the First and Second Amendments. Look at that. The Electoral College is outdated and unnecessary. Yes, at one point in time we needed it, back in the 17 and 1800s when we didn't have the technology to count every single vote. But now we do. So why do we still have it again? Oh, right, so that a bunch of rich people can decide who they want in power instead of the rest of the American people. I believe they call that an oligarchy. Time to bust out the red noses, people, because the next decade or so are gonna be really interesting.